classified as a first felony offender, offense, indecent behavior with a juvenile. Sentencing date, November 27th, 2017. Sentenced to a total of 6 years. Parole date, November 17, 2018. Good time, not eligible. Full term, November 18, 2022. Is this information correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Mr. Kelsey.
Hey, Christopher, how long you been down?
A little over 5 years.
Looks like you got a full-term date coming up here pretty soon, huh?
Yes, sir.
You're gonna be released in November.
Yes, sir.
What kind of classes have you been taking? What have you been doing to help yourself, to better yourself?
Well, I've been in Ashland College for almost 2 years now. I'll have my degree coming in May. My associate's degree, that is. I'm on the bachelor plan. Plan to finish that whenever I re-enter society. I was in the sex offender treatment program, but it was cut short on me for I'm not exactly sure the reasons why. It was moved to a different location before it was brought back, from what I understand. And
How many phases have you taken?
Just one. I was about to take my phase 2 test whenever it was moved. I was literally about to take the phase 2 test, and then the program was moved in 2019 and wasn't started back up until 2020.
Okay. You got a plan if you're gonna be released, where you gonna go, what you gonna do?
Yes, sir.
Where you gonna go, what you gonna do?
Oh, I'm going to my grandmother's house, and I got a buddy out there. He's got a little job lined up for me as he's an electrical assistant, and he said basically I can be the electrical assistant's assistant because I have a small background in electrical work. Technical school that I went to for about 6 months.
Okay. Well, and so did you have a high school diploma before you came in?
GED, yes, sir.
You got on the streets, or you got it while you were down?
I got it whenever I was 16 years old in Hannibal, Missouri.
Huh?
I acquired it whenever I was 16 in Hannibal, Missouri.
Okay. Okay. Staff, would you like to make any statement, any input, sir?
I haven't seen Mr. Visna's name come up very often, other than just seeing it on random sheets of paper, but I imagine that's due to his job status at the facility. So I don't recollect him having a write-up in the recent history of him being with us.
Okay, thank you.
Excuse me, Chairman, I have one question.
Yeah.
Christopher, did you complete Steve Hall?
No, ma'am. I was in the Steve Hall program at Bossier whenever I was moved to this facility for the sex offender treatment program. But then the sex offender treatment program was shut down, and I signed up for a ROAR class. Hopefully I'll be able to take this year, recovery from opioids, addiction, and something else.
Okay, they put you there in February of 19 and you got removed December of 19. So what was the reason for your removal before you graduated?
The program was ended in like May. So I don't understand what the discrepancy was. Everybody in the dorm I was in was a 100-man dorm. Everybody was shipped out except for me and 3 other guys that were in Ashland. That's the only reason we stayed at this facility. And they didn't bring back guys to start the program back until December.
So you graduated or you did not graduate? What was your answer?
I did not finish the program. It was canceled before.
The program was canceled is the reason you didn't finish.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, that's all I had. Thank you, Chairman.
All right, would you like to make a statement on your behalf?
I don't really have too much to say. I'm going home on November the 18th. I'm trying to better myself so I can get out there and provide for my children. And I'm really looking forward to getting my degree and taking this drug rehabilitation class, because I had a history with drugs before my incarceration, and definitely want to make sure that I have the tools to succeed whenever I do go. So
All right. Sounds good, but it sounds like you got a plan. Sounds like you got a plan. Your full term date's coming up. And with the be consistent. I'd like to have seen you finish sex offender treatment, maybe not of your own fault, but Tex, I would vote to deny you parole today for that reason. You got some victim opposition, law enforcement opposition. I'd also, but it sounds like you got your head in the right spot. So keep working hard. You'll be out shortly. I would encourage you to get some drug rehab, some drug treatment. Sex offender, if you could, but my vote today is going to be to deny. Earl,
Yes, sir. You are in. I concur with my colleagues. My vote is the same for the same reasons. Best wishes to you, sir.
Jim, you're on mute. Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
I said, I know that y'all don't have all these sex offender treatment programs, that you could be moved somewhere where you could do it, but I wouldn't consider it unless you finished all 4 phases of your sex offender treatment. Today, my vote is denied. You have strong law enforcement opposition, victims opposition to your release. Thank you.
All right, you have 3 votes to deny today. Your parole's been denied. Good luck to you. We'll adjourn at 12:06 at Bayou Dorothy.
thank you.
This board, when they're together, it really would be a comedy if it wasn't so, I guess, pathetic or such a serious situation. It's like, Miss Wise comes on and it's like she didn't really know where she was. She started like one tangent of a sentence and then quickly pivoted to yes, I agree with my colleagues. And then you have the classic Jim Wise, as if his computer and connection isn't bad enough, but he has to be on mute. Always law enforcement opposition. It's I avoid these hearings with this board. It could be worse, but there's that one other board member. What's his name? We don't see much of him. That I think would probably make it worse than Brendan Kelsey, but that's also probably arguable. It's like, can you imagine this entire parole hearing? It took about 6 minutes. They didn't ask him anything meaningful. What did he do? What made he do it? No, it's just, anyways. I don't have much to unpack. What's available is limited, but it just says Pineville man arrested for sexual conduct involving juveniles on November, and this took place in 2016. The sheriff detective investigated a complaint in reference to allegations of criminal conduct that occurred in the DeVille area. The complaint reported to have received information that the suspect, identified as Christopher of Pineville, had engaged in multiple sexual-based criminal acts with juveniles. During the investigation, so we don't know the age, we don't know, right? The detectives are able to establish sufficient probable cause in support of the allegations. Warrants for his arrest were obtained for 2 counts of computer-aided solicitation of a minor, 3 counts of indecent behavior with juvenile, and 3 counts of felony contributing to the delinquency of a juvenile. And they certainly had a lot on him. I don't know what this means. I really have no idea. Computer aided. So it can mean probably so many things, can be interpreted in so many different ways. But on November 18th, following the extensive search, which included promises on Vincenza's part to surrender himself to law enforcement, detectives, in conjunction with members of the United States Marshal Violent Offender Task Force, They located him at his family member's residence, and then took him into custody for that incident, transported and booked him into Rapides Parish Detention Center, where he's currently being detained. And according to his registry, it says that he is still out. I know Richard had found some information that looked like maybe he had picked up a charge, but it looks like he's still out. So he had gotten still out. I'm sorry, I'm going back. This hearing took place in 2022, and he had his good time date in November. So basically 10 months of having this hearing, and he got out. And it seems he's still out. Don't have any other records of him not being out, but it's a pretty useless hearing when you watch it. You just, with this board members, it's just really like, come on. And they went in there with their minds made up to deny him because he didn't have the sex offender programs. Had he had that, they would have paroled him. But if there was other members of the board, Mr. O'Shea, Ms. Jackson, Mr. Marabella, they would have asked him. They would have wanted to know what he thought. What did he do to commit this crime? And they don't do that here. Anyways, I digress. What can I do? With that, I'll let you go.